Good morning, my name is Daniela Hurtado, and I'm going to talk about the consumerism and all the word about this. I want to try to invite you and explain you one of the hundred of lifestyles that exist, and one of that one that I want to explain to you is less is more. Well, I'm going to talk about three topics. The first topic is to understand what is the necessary things and unnecessary things that we have. The second topic that I want to talk is to talk about the homo consumus and what is homo responsabilis. And the third topic that I would like to explain to you is how to be happy and complete with less things. Okay, so I want to start talking about the first topic. This is the first topic, and I want to talk about the life cycle of the consumers. This life cycle starts with the ads, the advertising things. What is the ads, or what are the ads? These ads are used by the different brands in the world, and they use it to try to sell us, the people and the consumers people, the different product and services. Why? To satisfy the false needs that the people needs. What I mean is that actually they are not selling us product or services. They are selling us emotions, feelings, and thoughts. So we think that if we have the product of the service that each brand, we are going to be complete, satisfied, and happy. That it's not exactly true. For that reason, it's a false need. So when we see an ad and we want to acquire something, what we are going to do? That's the next step. We are going to work hard every day, 8 hours, 9 hours, work hard to have more money, to earn more money. And we spend all of our lives trying to work and work and work more and more to have more money. Then, when we have the necessary money, what we are going to do? We are going to acquire that unnecessary things. Why unnecessary things? Because they are things that actually we don't need to live, to survive. I'm going to explain this after. But then, when we acquire this unnecessary thing, what's going to happen? We are going to feel happy and complete in the moment. But then that feeling is going to disappear. However, this part of the cycle have or show us a problem, and is the limit of our existence. What's going on with the limit of our existence? The limit of our existence is happening because of that situation, because of this life cycle consumerism, and it's the end of ourselves and the things that surrounds us. However, what happened with this life cycle consumerism? This life cycle consumerism take us to the limit of our existence, giving us 1,000 of problems, and that these ones that I'm going to tell you are the most important problems in this life cycle consumerism. The first one is the environmental degradation. What happened with the environmental degradation? We are consuming products that are made by plastic or non-recyclable things. So that's one problem. The second problem is the moral degradation, that we try to acquire things that increase our status or high level, and it's just because of the things that you have. The third thing is the higher debt level. Sometimes you don't have enough money, so you go to the banks and have the money, and then you are going to have debt levels of money because you want more things, and you need the money. That's one of problems. And the fourth problem is the mental health and physical problems that it brings to you, because you think that it's going to give you happiness for all the time when you acquire that unnecessary thing. That's not true. So the question that I want to give to you, and I want to you think about it and understand and think what's going on in your personal life, is what is for you a necessary thing and what is for you an unnecessary thing. The necessary things and unnecessary things. So the next thing that I want to explain is what is a homo consumus and homo responsabilis. A homo consumus is a person that all the time wants to acquire unnecessary things, and the person feels sad, feel alone, feel slave, feel in a lot of problems, because they in another words is a addiction to try to want more and more and more things, and you trying to satisfy something that it's empty in your heart or in your mind, and an unnecessary thing is not going to give you that satisfaction that you are um, searching or watching. So that's the homo consumus. But what I want to you and the lifestyle that I propose is the homos responsabilus. The homos responsabilus is a person that just consume the necessary things and live plenty, conscientious, live happy, live without problems, live complete with just the things that have, and that person start to watch the real important things of the life. So what's the power of choose? When we discover that we can choose everything that we want for ourselves, in that moment it's when the real change in our lives begins. The real change only happens when we realize that the external power, I mean, the power of acquisition of necessary things, the monetary power, the material power, it's not the really power that gives us plenitude or happiness or a good feeling. So the question is what's the real power that gives us plenitude? What is that real power that we say I feel completely, and not the power of money, or the money, sorry, or the power of material acquisitions? That power that I'm talking about is the inner power. This inner power is something that all of the humans beings have, but very few people recognize. Something that is inside you, is in your heart, in your mind, in your soul. It's not an external thing. This inner power helps you to know who actually you are and how you serve the world. That's the most important thing. So, for that reason, the inner power doesn't need the material objects to remind us happiness or good feelings, or the feel of completely to feel complete, or the feel to feel satisfied. The inner power doesn't need the material things. Actually, the inner power just needs to know that all the way to satisfy ourselves, our mind, and our spirit, and our soul is the things that are inside of our heart and mind. We don't need external elements, we just need to understand and discover this inner power that all of us have. And this is the life that we can choose. not the life to consumer all the things, because that's a lifestyle actually, but you can choose the life that you want. And for the reason I was talking about the power of choose, and you can choose the external power and think that all the things that are around you, the material things, can uh, fool you, can feel in you. Or you can think, okay, actually the real thing that are going to makes me feel better is to understand what I really want, who I am, and what I really need. So to finalize my presentation, and actually a problem that is going on right now in our lives and in this world, I want to give you the opportunity to choose a happy and complete life with less things, and trying to live every moment with your family, with your friends. Try to, if you want to travel, travel. If you want to do things that you actually love, because you know that in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, in your spirit, are going to be happy if you do that things. That's the important thing. And the real thing is that you don't need, for example, a car, or you don't need more clothes to have that feeling of happiness or completeness. You just need to understand what are going on inside you, and that's the inner power. So my invitation is to be happy and complete with less things and enjoy the life. Thank you so much.